If animals could talk, their unique perspectives on the world would offer a completely different way of understanding life around us. Every species experiences reality through its own. If animals could talk, involving the audience in their stories through interactive storytelling would make the experience more immersive and personal. Viewers could be invited to choose the next scenario an animal faces, vote on what a character says in a tricky situation, or suggest funny dialogue for a mischievous pet. This interaction would not only make the content more engaging, but also create a sense of connection between the audience and the animals, as if they are part of the animal's world. For example, a dog character might face the dilemma of whether to eat the birthday cake left on the counter or wait for permission, and the audience could decide what happens next. Each choice could lead to a different humorous or heartwarming outcome. Interactive episodes could also allow audiences to become the animal, seeing life from their point of view and making decisions as they go. Imagine navigating the day as a house cat trying to avoid a bath, or a bird learning to fly for the first time. Giving viewers control over the story path would make them more invested in the characters and their journeys. It could also be educational, subtly teaching about animal behavior, needs, and emotions through storytelling. Another layer of interaction could include polls, quizzes, or challenges at the end of each video. Viewers could be asked to guess what the animal will do next, create names for new animal characters, or submit their own pet's voiceover clips to be featured in future episodes. This community-driven content would build loyalty and excitement, encouraging people to return and participate regularly. By making the animals' voices part of an ongoing conversation, the series could become a shared experience that bridges fun, creativity, and awareness in a unique and meaningful way. Lens, and giving animals a voice would reveal how differently they see, hear, feel, and interpret the same environment we live in. A bat might describe the world in echoes, mapping the night in sound rather than sight, while a snake could talk about sensing heat signatures instead of visual details. A dog's perspective could be centered around scent, interpreting every patch of grass, piece of furniture, and person as a complex story told through smell. A cat might explain how it perceives territory and security, describing how every corner of the house is part of its mental map, each with its own meaning and energy. Birds flying above could narrate their experience of height and movement, seeing patterns in rooftops, traffic, and trees that humans never notice. A goldfish in a bowl might speak about the shifting shapes and colors outside its glass wall, trying to make sense of the blurry giants that pass by. These different interpretations of the same surroundings highlight just how limited and human-centered our usual understanding is. Even social structures would be seen differently. A bee might explain the order and purpose of hive life with pride, seeing community and duty as the highest values. A street dog might talk about survival, teamwork, and the constant calculation of threats and opportunities. A chameleon could speak about its reliance on stillness, camouflage, and quiet observation. Each animal would bring a voice shaped by instincts, environment, and behavior, providing insight into their lives in a way humans often overlook. Their viewpoints would not only be fascinating, but would also challenge us to consider how much we miss by only seeing the world through our own eyes. If animals could talk, their commentary on daily life would be full of unexpected humor, honest emotion, and fascinating insight into their routines. A house cat, for instance, might start the day with a sarcastic remark about its human being too slow with breakfast. It could complain about the audacity of the vacuum cleaner, express disdain for the dog's constant enthusiasm, and comment on the strategic location of sunbeams for midday naps. Its narration would be filled with a mix of entitlement and curiosity, perhaps even questioning why humans wear clothes or watch moving images on screens for hours. Meanwhile, a dog's daily monologue would sound like an energetic stream of joy and loyalty. A simple walk would be described as an epic adventure, with every scent, tree, and squirrel getting a dramatic mention. The dog might proudly explain how it protects the house by barking at the mailman and express confusion about why it's not allowed on the couch. Its commentary would revolve around pleasing its humans, enjoying treats, and experiencing the highs and lows of being left home alone. Even smaller animals like hamsters could provide amusing insights. A hamster might narrate its wheel runs like an Olympic event, boast about its tunnel building skills, or share theories about the big hand that delivers food. Fish could describe their tank as an endless loop of swimming and waiting, puzzled by the strange creatures beyond the glass. These daily narratives wouldn't just be entertaining. They'd also reflect each animal's personality, environment, and emotional responses. Whether it's a parrot mimicking voices with flair, or a lizard basking and judging everything from its perch, each animal would offer a unique window into their world, making us rethink how we see and treat the creatures we share our lives with. If animals could talk, their ability to express emotions would create powerful and heartwarming connections with humans. A dog might openly express its love and loyalty, telling its human how much it misses them when they leave and how overjoyed it is when they return. It might describe the comfort of a warm lap, the thrill of a game of fetch, or the sadness of being scolded for something it didn't understand. Its words would be full of devotion, highlighting the emotional depth dogs often show through their body language and eyes alone. A cat might express affection in a more subtle way, perhaps through witty comments or playful teasing. It might explain that curling up beside a person is a sign of trust, that the slow blink is a sign of affection, and that bringing a caught insect is a misunderstood gift of love. The cat could also share its anxieties, like how sudden noises or unfamiliar guests make it feel unsafe, revealing a layer of vulnerability behind its confident exterior. Other animals, too, would have much to say about their emotions. A horse might talk about the bond it feels with a trusted rider, or the fear and discomfort when handled roughly. A rescued animal could share stories of past trauma, gradually opening up about how kindness and patience helped rebuild its trust. Even a bird could express its joy in singing freely, its longing for companionship, or its sadness when ignored. By giving animals the ability to express their emotions verbally, we would gain deeper insight into their minds and hearts. It would show us that animals, like humans, feel happiness, fear, love, confusion, and sadness in ways that are unique to their species, but deeply relatable across all living beings. If animals could talk, their personalities would shine through in hilarious and unforgettable ways, especially when their natural quirks are combined with a touch of humor. A cat might come across as a dramatic diva, rolling its eyes at humans' neediness and sarcastically commenting on being expected to eat the same food every day. It might throw shade at the dog for being overly friendly, or scoff at the idea of playing fetch, declaring it far beneath its dignity. This sarcastic and confident attitude would make the cat's commentary both amusing and surprisingly relatable. A dog, on the other hand, might be full of unfiltered joy and endless enthusiasm. Every walk would be the best walk ever, every treat the greatest gift of all time, and every new smell a mystery to be solved. It could narrate its adventures like an action movie, proudly announcing, "I chased the squirrel. I almost had it," and then immediately getting distracted by a butterfly. Its goofy, lovable personality would bring endless smiles, especially when paired with its unshakable loyalty. A parrot might be the ultimate chatterbox with a sharp wit, mocking its owner's habits and repeating embarrassing phrases it overhears. It might take pride in being the smart one in the house, using its voice to entertain, annoy, and outsmart everyone around it. Meanwhile, a hamster might act like a tiny, energetic motivational speaker, hyping itself up with every spin of the wheel, while a turtle could be the wise, slow-talking elder with dry humor and thoughtful observations. Using humor to showcase these imagined personalities would not only make animals more relatable, but also highlight their individuality. Each voice could turn simple moments into comedic scenes, revealing how vibrant and unique the world might be if animals shared their thoughts with words. If animals could talk, their voices could become powerful tools for raising awareness and educating people about their needs, struggles, and natural behaviors. Imagine a shelter dog explaining what it feels like to be abandoned, how it longs for a second chance, and how confusing it is to be surrounded by barking and strange smells. Its voice could help people understand the emotional impact of neglect and the healing power of kindness. A street cat might share stories of daily survival, from scavenging for food to avoiding danger, revealing the harsh reality faced by strays and the importance of spaying, neutering, and adopting. A zoo animal could express what it's like to live in captivity, maybe with mixed feelings, grateful for food and safety, but yearning for open spaces and freedom. A parrot might talk about how intelligent and social it is, and how heartbreaking it feels to be ignored or kept in a cage too small for its wings. These narratives would educate viewers about the complex needs of exotic pets and the consequences of poor care or illegal trade. Wild animals could speak about habitat loss, pollution, and climate change. A polar bear might describe its struggle to find food as ice melts earlier each year, or a sea turtle could talk about navigating oceans filled with plastic. Their stories, told in their own words, would turn statistics into emotional journeys, making people care more deeply. By giving animals a voice, audiences could learn about animal welfare, conservation, and ethical treatment in an engaging and emotional way. They wouldn't just hear facts, they'd feel the stories. This kind of storytelling can shift perspectives, encourage responsible behavior, and inspire action to protect and respect the creatures we share the planet with. If animals could talk, involving the audience in their stories through interactive storytelling would make the experience more immersive and personal. Viewers could be invited to choose the next scenario an animal faces, vote on what a character says in a tricky situation, or suggest funny dialogue for a mischievous pet. This interaction would not only make the content more engaging, but also create a sense of connection between the audience and the animals, as if they are part of the animal's world. For example, a dog character might face the dilemma of whether to eat the birthday cake left on the counter or wait for permission, and the audience could decide what happens next. Each choice could lead to a different humorous or heartwarming outcome. Interactive episodes could also allow audiences to become the animal, seeing life from their point of view and making decisions as they go. Imagine navigating the day as a house cat trying to avoid a bath, or a bird learning to fly for the first time. Giving viewers control over the story path would make them more invested in the characters and their journeys. It could also be educational, subtly teaching about animal behavior, needs, and emotions through storytelling. Another layer of interaction could include polls, quizzes, or challenges at the end of each video. Viewers could be asked to guess what the animal will do next, create names for new animal characters, or submit their own pet's voiceover clips to be featured in future episodes. This community-driven content would build loyalty and excitement, encouraging people to return and participate regularly. By making the animals' voices part of an ongoing conversation, the series could become a shared experience that bridges fun, creativity, and awareness in a unique and meaningful way.